Shout out to my patrons. Want to see your name here? Link is also down in the description.
All right, let's try and get this on a beautiful day so far. The baseball season is underway. I love all the baseball content for you guys as I have already. And of course, as this 2021 season rolls along. So if you guys are not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. And then if you guys do enjoy, leave a like. Again, really appreciate it. So let's get into today's MLB video. This is my 2021 MLB season and playoff predictions. Let's get into it. Starting off in the American League East, in first place, winning this division, we have the New York Yankees. In second place, this one, I debate in my head for like 5 to 10 minutes who's going to take second and third place, and I'm still not 100% sure of it, honestly. In second place, though, I have the AL champions of 2020, the Tampa Bay Rays, and in third place, the Toronto Blue Jays. Fourth place, the Boston Red Sox, and in fifth place, the Baltimore Orioles. The Yankees, man, I truly believe this is the best team in the American League. I feel like we've been saying this for a while now. It just hasn't been true in more than a decade, but I do think this is the best team when healthy. With the Rays and the Blue Jays, the thing that got me picking the Rays is like I said, I mean, we're talking about a game, 2 games max lead over that third place Toronto Blue Jays when the game 1-6-2 concludes. The reason I picked the Rays is I still like their starting pitching just a little bit better. Yes, I know they traded Blake Snell. Yes, I know they lost Charlie Morton. I think they did a pretty good job of replacing them. No, definitely not to the same extent as someone like Blake Snell. But getting guys like Michael Wacha, like Rich Hill, like Colin McHugh, those are 3 solid pitchers, mostly above average pitchers. We'll see how they do this season. But with the Blue Jays, you have a lot more question marks after Ryu. Yes, you have Pearson, your top prospect. You have Roark, you have Matz. You have guys who can, are notable names who can be okay pitchers, but they're just not, this is a starting pitching we need to go and win, the American League East or even, get second place in this division. Blue Jays are a very good team. They had a great offseason with Sprinter and Simeon. Don't get me wrong. They can without doubt even still win this division. All 3 of these teams I mentioned can win this division. You look at the Red Sox. The Red Sox are a 4th place team. I'm sorry. They just saw it. They didn't really do anything that crazy this offseason. And then Baltimore, I mean, even Fangraphs give them a 0% chance to make playoffs. I might disagree with that. I got to give everyone at least a 0.1% chance. I disagree with that still. I still feel bad for them 2 weeks later. But that is the American League East. And moving on to the American League Central, winning their first division title since 2008. We have in first place the Chicago White Sox, in second place the Minnesota Twins, and in third place the Cleveland Indians, in fourth place the Kansas City Royals, and in fifth place the Detroit Tigers. White Sox taking this division. And again, this is another one I debated in my head for a few minutes. Twins or White Sox? I went with the White Sox. Twins can very well win this division without a doubt. But the White Sox, to me, are, of course, are a very young team. They're going to get better and better. Robert's first full big year in 2021. They added Liam Hendricks, most people would say the best reliever in baseball, to that bullpen. They had Lance Lynn, a very good starting pitcher these past few years for the Rangers, to that rotation. I'm so excited to watch this team. This is the team I'm most excited to watch in 2021, except, of course, my own team. I'm so excited to watch this team. I think this is not just a playoff contender, of course. This is without a doubt an American League pennant contender, if not more. I'm so high in this White Sox team. That's why I'm going to win this division. Look at the Twins. Like I said, this team can without a doubt win this division still. I'm not saying no, they have no chance to win this division. Of course they have a chance to win this division. They got Simmons at shortstop. They got J.A. Happ for that rotation. They re-signed Nelson Cruz. This is a playoff contender without a doubt. This team can be more than a playoff contender. I just think the White Sox are just a little bit better. They're going to take this division by a game or 2. The Indians, of course, got worse this offseason. Yes, they had Eddie Rosario, a nice bat, a nice player out there in the outfield. They need outfielders. Great, that's good for them. Trade Lindor, trade Carrasco. Obviously, 2 guys you don't exactly want to lose, and I didn't love their return. They did okay with it, but they definitely, in my opinion, could have done at least a little bit better. But Les Lindor, you could argue the best shortstop in baseball, a very good starting pitcher in Cookie. They got worse this offseason. This is, maybe a playoff contender, but they definitely cannot compete to win this American League Central. Fourth place, the Royals definitely did not win this offseason by any means, okay? I don't think we're trying to say that. But I feel like they had a good offseason. I feel like they signed some decent players. They just traded for Andrew Benintendi from the Red Sox. And when you're a small market, still kind of in that rebuilding phase that they are, get someone like Benintendi who still has a ton of potential, and they didn't give up a ton for him. It was a great move. I feel like the Royals made a lot of good moves this offseason. They could maybe be a dark horse playoff candidate. Maybe we'll see about that. To me, this is a high 70s, maybe even low 80s. This team can without doubt reach 500 this season. I am kind of high as you can be on a rebuilding team as the Royals. I'm kind of excited to see what this Royals team does do this season. Excuse me. I do in fourth place just because all three teams are just better. And in fifth place, the Tigers. The Tigers did sign some notable names, sure, but they're still not a good baseball team. I'm sorry, Tiger fans. I think you know it too. You're still rebuilding, and you didn't exactly do a ton of great moves this offseason. So this is a fifth place team in Detroit yet again this year. Moving on to the last division in the American League, of course, that being the American League West. In first place, winning this division, we have the Houston Astros. The Astros lost George Springer. Obviously, that's a big bat to lose, a nice player to lose. They got Michael Brantley back after we all thought he was going to the Blue Jays to join George Springer in Toronto. They got him back. Obviously, a good guy to get back for you. The Astros are a good baseball team. I'm not sure why they weren't that great last season. Obviously, made the playoffs still at 29-31, of course, because of the expanded playoffs. They're still only 1 away from making their third World Series since 2017. Asterisk or not, right? This is a good baseball team, even with losing Springer. I know Verlander is going to be out for, I'm pretty sure it's all of 2021. It's still a good baseball team, and to me, the American League West just doesn't have that juggernaut in them. You look at almost every other division except the National League Central, they all have that big juggernaut team who's a legit World Series contender. I don't see a legit World Series contender in this division. The Astros are good. Sure, can they make the World Series? I guess so. But to me, they're just not in the same level as the Yankees, the Rays, the White Sox, and the Twins. That's just my take in there. But second place, so we have the Los Angeles Angels. When I was looking at some predictions before, I saw the Angels in second place. I'm like, what? How? And I was kind of wrong because I actually finally looked at the roster. I guess I just missed a few moves for them. I forgot a few moves. I'm like, oh, it's actually a pretty good team. They don't have elite starting pitching, but they have a decent rotation now. They just got Alex Cobb from Baltimore. Of course, he hasn't been that good for Baltimore, but maybe just change the scenery. This guy who's been good before with Tampa Bay, of course. They got Jose Quintana via free agency. Obviously, was a pretty good pitcher, or at least above average pitcher for the White Sox and the Chicago Cubs. They have that rotation, which is average, which is what they've been needing. Just an average rotation. Dylan Bundy, I would say, is their ace right now. They have the pitching to be average. With the offense they have, I think this team can possibly make the playoffs. They'd have to win the American League West. I don't see two teams coming out of the American League West to make the playoffs, but they definitely are in the mix to win this division for sure. And in third place, the Oakland Athletics. They didn't do a ton of this offseason. The last time it was Stella, they didn't really do that much to get better. Yes, they added Trevor Rosenthal, obviously a very good pitcher for the Royals and the Padres last year. They didn't do a ton. I'm sure their A's are kind of like the Rays. They always seem to not have the best team on paper, but they still seem to always be in that playoff mix. So this team can still without doubt win this division, but to me they're just not as good as the Astros and the Angels. In fourth place, the Mariners, and in fifth place, the Texas Rangers. None of these teams are playoff contenders. I did rank the Mariners ahead because I felt like they made a few extra good moves this offseason. The Rangers, on the other hand, are a complete mess. Obviously lost most of their rotation. Still have Jordan Lyles, game used Jordan Lyles bat, but the Rangers just are not a good team. The Mariners are probably a mid-70s win team. The Rangers to me are probably a mid-60s, maybe high 60s win team, but both these teams are not making the playoffs, so at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. And moving on to the National League, starting off in the National League East. In first place, win the division yet again, we have the Atlanta Braves. This division is absolutely stacked, and there are 4 teams, sorry Marlins, who can legit win this division. I'm 100% serious. You can make an argument for all 4 of those teams. Marlins are obviously made the playoffs last year, but I don't see them repeating themselves in a 162-game season. But the Atlanta Braves, though, are the best team. And they're one of the best teams in baseball. I ranked them top 5 in my power rankings because I think they're truly one of the best teams in baseball. They have the offense. Re-sign Ozuna, to I think was a good contract for the Braves. I think it was a good contract for both parties there. The Braves are a fantastic offensive team. They have their rotation. Last year, Mike Soroka obviously was their ace at the time early in the season. They got Max Fried. They have Anderson. They signed Charlie Morton from the Tampa Bay Rays. They have the pitching. They have the offense. This is a legit World Series contender, and to me, that's why I have them winning the National League East this year. Look at New York Mets. A lot of people have this team win the division, which is perfectly fine to me. I have them in second place, so their rotation's fantastic. Obviously, DeGrom getting Syndergaard back this year. Added Taijuan Walker. They re-signed Marcus Stroman. They accepted his qualifying offer. They got Cookie in that Lindor trade. The offense is there. The pitching is there. This is a very, very good team. Can Pete Alonso bounce back at first base? I think he without doubt will. This is a team who can still win this World Series. I don't have them win the East. I have them missing the Braves about by 3 or 4 games. The Braves are just on a different level than every other team here. The Mets are a very good team who can without a doubt compete for this division. And in third place, we have the Washington Nationals. I love the Nationals did this offseason. Absolutely love it. They're getting Strasburg back this year after being out for most of 2020. They signed John Lester for that rotation. They signed Brad Hand for that bullpen. Added Kyle Schwarber to the outfield, a big bat. Trade for Josh Bell at first base. I'll have to do a little bit of a down year in 2020, but 2019 he was an all-star. He's a fantastic player, fantastic bat. One of the last, notable names in Pittsburgh before he got traded, of course. They had a great offseason. They have the rotation with Scherzer, with Corbin, getting Strasburg back. This is a very good team who, again, can win this division. I mean, I'm not saying maybe they can. This team can without a doubt win this division. They're looking at fourth place, the Philadelphia Phillies. I don't know. They have a great team on paper, but yet again, they had a great team on paper the past 2 years. And what did they do? Third and fourth place. They re-signed Real Muto behind home plate. Awesome. That's great. They re-signed DD at shortstop. Awesome. That's great. It's a good team on paper. All right. The biggest question, though, is that bullpen. Yes, I know they added Archie Bradley to the pen. Awesome. That's a good add to him. But that bullpen was so bad last year, they need to sign 3 to 4 guys, and they just only signed one notable guy. I don't love the Phillies this year, and that's why I went in fourth place. And in fifth place, Miami Marlins. This is a respectable fifth place team. It's just that all 4 of these teams in this division above them are so good and so competitive that the Marlins just kind of fall in that fifth place right there, unfortunately for them. This is still, to me, a mid-70 win team. It's not a bad fifth place team in any means. It's just not a great team. They're still kind of in that middle of rebuild. They didn't do a ton this offseason, get that much better. They kind of just fell into that fifth place just because all 4 of these teams are that much better than them. The Marlins are a respectful fifth place team, though. Moving on to the National League Central, and in first place, a playoff team from last year. Maybe got a little help from that expanded playoff, so I am going with the Milwaukee Brewers. Hold up, I know, bias. I know. I get it. I understand. But let me explain myself. Let me at least defend myself. It's not like I'm a Pirates fan picking the Pirates finish in first place, all right? Let's calm down. The Brewers are without a doubt in the mix. Even if you don't have them win this division, it's fine. That's perfectly fine. But a lot of the national writers and a lot of predictions I have seen, who of course are not Brewer fans, have this team somewhere in the mix. I've seen some of them pick the Brewers to win this division. This is not a crazy thing to say by any means. At the very least, every team or every writer has the Brewers in the mix. I mean, most of them either have them in first place or second place. National writers like the Brewers this year. Maybe not be a World Series contender, but they do like them to make the playoffs, or at least, contest if it's the Cardinals or whoever they do have in first place. A lot of people have the Brewers in the mix this year. It's not that crazy to say. It's really not crazy at all to say the Brewers are going to win this division. It's definitely not crazy then. All right, here's what the Brewers did. They had Colton Wong, obviously one of the best defensive second baseman in baseball. Re-signed Brett Anderson. After that, they didn't exactly do a ton. So why do I think they're going to be better? They're 29-31 last year. They signed a second baseman whose offense is, average at best, and an average starting rotation, average starting pitcher. So why do I think that they're going to be that much better, Ryan? You're just biased, right? Here's why. I'll tell you why. A lot of people on this team and in all baseball had horrible years in 2020. Of course, the MVP, Christian Yelich, was horrible last year. He hit 202. He was horrible last year. He was not a good player. Omar Narvaez was not good behind home plate. This is a guy who's been very good the past few years. Came here, just wasn't good at all. Keston Hiura, their top prospect last year, obviously was great in 2019, 2020. Obviously a big drop off. Avi Garcia, a big bat. He lost 30 pounds this year. It's going to be a big bat again this year. He is very average again at best last year. Adrian Houser in that rotation is looking for a bounce back year. Lindblom's looking for a bounce back year. And then, they picked up Lorenzo Cain. He opted out after only 8 games last year, but this is probably their best sign-in this offseason, best guy to get back this offseason. He opted out, of course, due to COVID, but this is still a very good bat and, of course, a even better defender. They are a good baseball team. They're looking just for bounce-back candidates. I'm very, very confident that most of those guys, if not all, will bounce back in 2021, okay? So I defended myself. Now you can hit at me. But in second place, we have the St. Louis Cardinals. Yes, I know they traded for Nolan Arenado. Obviously, an amazing move, probably one of the biggest moves in this offseason. Awesome. That's good for them. No one's trying to act like that's not a good move. They got Yachty back. Okay, cool, whatever. No one is questioning this St. Louis Cardinals offense. No one is. No one's questioning how good this offense can be. No one's questioning how good this defense can be. It's the starting rotation and the bullpen that gets me. It's not a bad rotation. It's almost like the Brewers in a way. They just have a ton of wild cards. Guys who you're looking for bounce back years from. Guys who, obviously just weren't on top of their game in 2020. And, can they do it in 2021? We will see. This is a good rotation with a lot of wild cards. The Cardinals can, without a doubt, win this division. Without a doubt, they can. They're definitely in the mix. To me, I think it's going to come down to like a game 161, game 162, if not a game 163 to decide who finally win this National League Central. It's a very tight, competitive division. And then my third and fourth place teams can also win this division. There are so many competitive divisions this year, which I love. It obviously gives me a heart attack as a Brewers fan, but it's fun. It's fun, right? As a Bears fan, I know what it's like to come down to the final games, if not game, as a 163. I know what it's like. It's obviously it's cool. It's fun, but it definitely kills you a little bit. But in third place, I have Cincinnati Reds. Lost Trevor Bauer, traded Rafael Iglesias, and didn't make any crazy moves. They needed a shortstop, and they didn't get a shortstop. They didn't get anybody that notable. They traded for some nobody really. The Reds still don't really have a shortstop. Are they going to put Suarez at shortstop? I guess they possibly could if they want. Move Moose back to third. I'm not sure exactly what the Reds are thinking in 2021. This is a good team, good offense, still a good rotation. Got obviously Sonny Gray, got Luis Castillo, two very good starting pitchers, and more. This is a good team who again can win this division. In fourth place, another team who can win this division. This is a respectful fourth place team. We have the Chicago Cubs, and you guys are like, oh, you're just doing that because you hate them. Yeah, I do hate the Cubs. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But this team got so much worse this offseason. Trade Yu Darvish, their Cy Young candidate, guy who finished second in the division last year. Lost Jose Quintana, lost John Lester to free agency. Yes, they signed Jock Peterson to the outfield, not awesome, great bat for him. They signed Jake Arrieta, got him back after he signed with the Phillies and obviously did not go that year. Well, I actually like that Arrieta signing. I think he's going to do pretty well. Is he going to be a Cy Young candidate? Probably not. Is he going to be a lot better than he was in Philly? Yeah, for sure. This is a good team still. Without doubt, it's a good team. It's a good core. It's a solid baseball team. They can win this division. But I do have them in fourth place just because I think the other teams are just a tiny bit better. I think these four teams are going to come within 6 games of each other from first place to fourth place. So whoever those teams are, it's going to be very, very close in between. I'm very excited to watch this National League Central play out. And in fifth place, you can debate 1 through 4 all you want. I think everyone has this fifth place team. The Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates suck. They're horrible. This is the worst team in baseball. I ranked them at number 30 in my power rankings. To me, they'd be lucky to win 50 games. And moving on to the National League West, the last division in the National League and last division in baseball I have not listed yet. In first place, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers, the World Series champs. It's hard to not pick them. Yes, the Padres are an extremely, extremely good baseball team who did incredible things this offseason, and they can, without a doubt, compete to win this division. But the Dodgers are just on a different level from the Padres and anyone else you think is a legit World Series contender in baseball. This is the best team in baseball. They added Trevor Bauer to the rotation. They re-signed Turner, unfortunately, at third base. They have 6 to 7 very, very, very good to MVP, or I should say Cy Young candidates in this rotation. They have 2 to 3 MVP candidates in Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, and I'll even throw in the dark horse, Corey Seager. This is an extremely good team. It's a very good bullpen. It's so hard to not pick them to win this division. And in second place, yes, I do have the Padres. I'd be worried if I did not have them at least in second place. They added Blake Snell, added Yu Darvish, 2 Cy Young candidates in that rotation. Added Joe Musgrove from the Pirates, a solid pitcher, definitely not on the same level as the other 2 guys. Added Melanson, added Kayla to the bullpen. This is a very, 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 very good team. I ranked them second in my power rankings. I did a week ago. This is an extremely good team who is in second place in this division, but is a World Series contender without a doubt. In third place, I have the Giants. In fourth place, I have the Diamondbacks. And in fifth place, I have the Rockies. All 3 of these teams are fighting for third place. The Rockies are a fifth place team. So I should say the Diamondbacks and the Giants are fighting for third, and the Rockies are in fifth. Not much to talk about because these are only 2 teams in this division that do matter. Moving on to the playoff predictions, the 5 teams I have coming out of the National League are the Rays, the Twins, the Astros, the White Sox, and the New York Yankees. Start off in the AL wildcard with the Tampa Bay Rays at the Minnesota Twins. I have the Tampa Bay Rays winning this wildcard game. Moving on to the American League Division Series. The Twins, yet again, cannot win a playoff game. In the 2 American League Division Series, we have the Houston Nationals at the Chicago White Sox. I have the White Sox win this series in 4. Like I said, I did not see any legit World Series contender coming out of the American League West, and the only team that did make the playoffs in that West Division is out after just 4 games in the playoffs. In the rematch of the last American League Division Series in 2020, the Rays at the Yankees. This time, the Yankees get their revenge. The Yankees win in 5 games, move on to the American League Championship Series. I like that rotation a little bit better. Like I said, lost Blake Snell, lost Charlie Morton. That's the difference maker here. I like the Yankees that much better in winning in 5 to move on to the American League Championship Series. And in the ALCS, we have the Chicago White Sox at the New York Yankees. I have the White Sox in 7 games. The White Sox are moving on to the World Series, their first World Series appearance since 2005, since when they swept the Houston Astros in 4 to win that World Series championship that no one seems to remember for some reason. And in the National League, let's see who's going to join that White Sox team in that World Series. In the wild card, we have the New York Mets versus San Diego Padres. This is going to be a very, very good matchup. I'm not sure who the Padres are going to start. I'm sure it's come down to who's obviously the most in line to start. If it's going to be Snell, if it's going to be Darvish, we'll see whatever the heck they want to do. Mets have DeGrom, but I have to pick the Padres. I'm picking the Padres to move on to the National League Division Series. And the 2 National League Division Series matchups, we have the Brewers at the Braves. I want to do it. I want to do it so badly. I wanted to. I can't do it though. I already stretched my luck enough to pick this team to maybe make the playoffs. The Atlanta Braves are going to win this series in 5 games. I do like what the Brewers have, that 1-2 punch in that rotation. I like their bullpen. I think it's one of the more underrated bullpens in baseball. It's a very good bullpen. Obviously with Burns and Woody, very, very good. After that, it is a question mark. We'll see if they do anything at the deadline. We'll see if a guy appears, if it's Lindblom, if it's Harger, if it's Freddie, whoever that might be. Right now, they have that 1-2 punch. I think it's going to be a very competitive series, but I do have the Braves winning the series in 5 games to hurt me yet again. The other one, though, is the Padres at the Dodgers, a rematch of the last NLDS from 2020. I gotta go with the Dodgers. Dodgers in 5, guys. The Dodgers are just at a different level. The Padres are a fantastic team. They do better this year than did last year. They got swept last year. The last 12-3 in that game 3. The Padres are a fantastic team. The Dodgers are just on a different level from them. They're so good. To me, they have no reason not to get this far in the playoffs. And the National League Championship Series, the Atlanta Braves versus the Los Angeles Dodgers, a rematch of the 2018 NLDS when the Dodgers won in 4 games. Who will be joining the White Sox in the World Series? I have the Los Angeles Dodgers winning the series in 6 games. Dodgers versus the White Sox in the 2021 World Series. And in that World Series, the White Sox versus the Dodgers, I have the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are the best team in baseball, and they have no reason to not win the World Series again. Truly no reason. Unless everyone gets injured, they don't have a reason to. The only reason I can think of is everybody thinks the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. Everyone thinks Dodgers are going to repeat, so they're not. That's the only reason, just because they're not going to, right? And if any other team is going to take them out, it's going to be the Padres, without a doubt. So the Dodgers do win back-to-back World Series titles and maybe start a dynasty. We will see. Hopefully not. But that is my 2021 season and playoff predictions, guys. I'm sure some of you guys leaving dislikes that pick your team not win the World Series or even make the playoffs. Hey, it is what it is, guys. I'm used to it by now. But if you guys did enjoy and don't hate me at this point, do leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. I really appreciate it. It's an absolute beautiful day. Go Brewers. As always, I'll see you in my next video.